Honorable President of India, most respected Shri Pranab Mukherjee ji, Honorable Members of Parliament, Honorable MLAs, Advisors, Chief Secretary, Dr. Mohan Swamy, Chancellor, Dr. Vijay Dasmana, Vice Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, Board of Management, and the Academic Council of the University, Registrar and other officers of the University, members of the governing body of Himalayan Institute of Hospital Trust, faculty and staff of Swami Ram Himalayan University, members of the print and audiovisual media, distinguished guests, and my dear students. It is a historic day indeed for all of us today, as the Honorable President of India is here to enlighten us on the occasion of the first convocation of Swami Ram Himalayan University. Sir, on my own behalf and the people of the state of Uttarakhand, I extend to you a very warm and hearty welcome and thank you for being with us even though for a very short while. The founder of Himalayan Institute, Swami Ramji, had a humanist and a spiritual insight. As a son of the soil, while trekking through the hills and valleys of the Himalayas, he had become conscious of the poverty of the rural hill people and the lack of access to health care as well as education and livelihood opportunities. To alleviate the lack of opportunities for the inhabitants of this region, he set up the Himalayan Institute Hospital Trust in 1989, originally in a rural setting. Not only did he establish a multi-specialty hospital, a medical college and nursing program, he also created the Rural Development Institute to provide health care, especially maternal and child care, education, livelihood skills, diversified agriculture support, besides water and sanitation programs. This medical college and other affiliates came under the ambit of a statutory university on March 12, 2013. Sir, our state having largely a hilly terrain, there are a lot of infrastructural constraints. These impinge on the day-to-day life of the people, resulting in the health and educational facilities in the interior being inadequate. Also, a large number of women and children suffer from anemia and malnutrition. Besides, people have no access to potable water in some parts of the state. Despite several steps being taken for rural development, the migration also remains a cause for concern. I am therefore extremely pleased to know that the Rural Development Institute of this university has adopted more than 1,200 villages and is actively participating to alleviate their problems at the local level. We all know that our state is recognized as the home of the great traditions of yoga and Ayurveda. We can contribute greatly in the field of alternate medicine and promote yoga and Ayurveda by conserving and promoting our heritage. Of late, the world has also begun to realize and recognize the powers of yoga and Ayurveda. Swami Ram believed in the integration of ancient wisdom with modern technologies. With that in mind, he established the treatment modalities of allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, yoga, and mind-body medicine at this institute. It is gratifying to note that some of these courses in holistic medicine have now been recognized by the Medical Council of India. As often mentioned by the Prime Minister, our objective has to be to transform our youth from a job-seeking segment to a job-providing category. For this, we need to bring qualitative improvement in higher education in the state. There is an urgent need for skill development of students enrolled in higher education institutes in diverse vocational areas. In addition, there is a skill deficit in emerging areas which can provide employment opportunities. Therefore, vocationalization of higher education has to be a priority area for the state. We need to focus on skill development and vocational education that can empower our youth, making them self-employed and ensuring a check on migration from the hill areas. I am happy that this university is addressing this problem by locating a skill center on this campus and the Polytechnic, not only on this campus but also soon to be established at Toli in district Pauri Garhwal, the birthplace of Swami Ram. The 21st century is a century of knowledge. Accordingly, our universities should not merely provide information to students, they must become centers for creation of knowledge and research, where innovations and experiments thrive. They must make our youth aware and skilled citizens. We need an education system which will build the character of our youth and encourage them to think innovatively and be creative, confident, and self-dependent. Despite handicaps at various levels, higher education has seen a major expansion in Uttarakhand during the last few years. At the time of the formation of the state, there were only 5 universities. Taking the private and state universities together, the number has now grown to 22. However, the quantitative expansion in higher education that we have witnessed in the state is not fully matched by qualitative improvement. We cannot in all fairness claim that our universities compare with the better institutions of the country. Some news magazines periodically publish rankings of higher educational institutions in India. As yet, with the exception of IIT Roorkee, which is a central institution, Uttarakhand-based institutions except for the G.B. Pant University of Agriculture and Technology do not figure in these lists of best institutions in the country. I hope this situation will be rectified very soon. My dear students, on this happy occasion of the Convocation, I congratulate all of you for the successful completion of the courses and studies culminating in the award of degrees and diplomas. The Convocation is a landmark event in the life of every student. On this occasion, I would like to share a few thoughts with all of you. You are the generation next, and our country sees you as the harbinger of changes and progress. I consider you to be extremely fortunate for having the opportunity of studying in this premier institution. Your professional journey will now begin. Your training here is not just a ticket to a bright future, but is also a responsibility towards society, which as doctors you must consciously fulfill. My dear students, you are on the threshold of a new life, and what you have gathered in the course of your stay here will empower you to face life. Always remember that your conduct and behavior ought to do credit to the institution that you have graduated from. Your personality must reflect the quality of the education that you have received. The need of the hour is for each of you to be a front runner in the nation-building exercise. And all your endeavors demonstrate sagacity and compassion, resolution and vision. Look within your heart to find not just your mission but also the means for achieving it. Also on this occasion, I call on you to introspect deeply about the purpose of life. Your professional career is only part of that picture. You have several roles to play in life, particularly as doctors in service to the mankind, service to the society, and above all, service to the nation. So prepare yourself very well for these roles. I wish you all the very best for your future. In the end, I would once again like to take this opportunity to wholeheartedly thank the Honorable President for gracing this occasion, and now would request him to enlighten us through his words of advice. Thank you, and Jai Hind.